Welcome to the Nature Zachary Show. This is your host, Nature Zachary.
Hi guys.
And today we are going to show you how to make a worm farm in your own home, and that way you can have live bait all year round indefinitely. So Zach, tell me, do you like fishing?
Yes.
Do you like using worms to fish?
Kind of. Psych! I love them.
He loves them. Well, that's great because we're going to show you how to make a worm farm. And it's actually not that difficult. And you can have worms all year round if you do it like this. And we use a lot of worms when we go fishing. We go through a bunch of bait. So, especially for pan fishing. So this is a way that you can always have worms. And you don't have to go buy them. We go through these a lot and we buy them all the time. And there's so many times where we're ready to go fishing, we're excited, we want to leave the house, but oh, we got to stop at the store, we got to get the live worms, or the worms we have were dead because we just put them in the fridge. But this way, this will keep them alive and keep them growing, and they'll keep reproducing, and you'll always have some. So the first thing we need is a container. And you can really use just about anything. As long as it has a lid, you're going to want a lid. And we're using this 18-quart. It's a hefty tub, is actually what it is. And the lid secures like that. It doesn't really matter what you use. You probably shouldn't use clear. We're going to, but you probably shouldn't use clear because worms don't like light. But this is going to be in our garage. It's going to be dark in there, so they'll be okay. And it will work. The first thing you're going to need to do is drill some holes in the top because they need air. You're going to want airflow to go in and out of your container. So, Zachary, do you think you can drill some holes in here?
Sure.
All right. Anyway. So, while he's doing that, and there's actually really easy. It's just put them randomly.
Can I try, Daddy?
Sure.
Okay.
Just put them randomly throughout the top there, as long as there's airflow coming in and out.
There.
You because they do need oxygen, so that's something you're going to want to do. Just put some air holes in the top. You can put a few on the side if you want. That's not really necessary though. Alright, so once you have your holes in the top, now you're going to want to choose the actual soil or the medium which they're going to be living in. Now they're worms and they like dirt. So this is what we're going to use here, and we're using an organic soil because you don't want a bunch of chemicals and stuff in there for the worms. If you can get it as organic as you can, that's going to be the best. We're also using this. It's basically like cocoa fiber, and that's just going to help keep the moisture in there because the worms, they need moisture. I can't stress that enough. It can't be damp. You don't want puddles of water in there, but they need moisture. And if you live somewhere like where we live in Texas where it's super hot all the time, that's going to be very, very important. So let's go ahead and add our dirt. And there's also something else you can add. You can, a lot of people shred up newspaper, a lot of people cut up cardboard, and worms actually will eat that stuff. And it helps keep moisture in the soil. So that's good to do if you want to. We're not going to do that today, but it is a step that you could do if you would like.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take off our lid here with our, Zach drilled some good holes in there. All right.
Alright, can I put the bag on?
Sure, I'll rip it open for you. And you can put the dirt in here.
Done.
And you can see that it's nice and black soil.
This is
Be
heavy.
careful. And I do suggest doing this like somewhere outside.
But it was too dark.
It's too dark, it's too hot outside.
Yeah.
Dark as in we don't want to be standing in the sun. That's what Zach meant. It's really hot outside today.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees.
It's 100 degrees. It's early June here. This is the season finale. I don't think we mentioned that, but it is. Alright, so this is some nice, dark, rich soil, if you can see that. nice and black, and it actually is already moist, which is great because the worms love that. They need that. So now let's add some of our cocoa fiber stuff here. And this is a resealable.
C-O-C-O. That is for cocoa.
Kinda. There you go. And we don't need a lot of this, but this will help keep the moisture. It holds moisture very, very well. We actually use this for our crested gecko. He likes it. So just mix that in like this. Yeah, there we go. We're going to mix that all together. And the worms may actually eat this stuff.
That's bad.
So if you're wondering what the worms eat.
Poop. No, sorry. I meant.
They may.
They might.
What they eat is a lot of like garden scraps, table scraps. Like if you're making a salad and you chop off those bottom parts, or your vegetables start to go bad, you can throw that on the top. They'll come and they will eat that. Flukes even makes a food just for crickets, and you can dump that on the top. They'll eat that too. But they'll really eat anything organic. You can throw old tomatoes in here, green peppers, mushrooms, fruit. You could throw a whole banana in here, and they will take that banana down, and they'll eat just about anything. And like I said, even paper. They'll even eat paper, believe it or not. I wouldn't make that their number one diet.
Can they eat pictures?
I guess I could eat some pictures. Alright, so now that we have our cocoa fiber mixed in here, I think we're going to add a little bit more water, because that dried it out a little bit, and we want it to be nice and moist.
Yeah, and we also want it smooth, because if it's bumpy, then the worms will go everywhere and they'll fall and die.
Yeah. Well, they'll dig down. They'll make this their house. All right. So let's get ready to add the worms, and we're going to talk about what worms we're going to be using next.
Okay. All right, guys. We mixed our dirt up, and we're showing you the
red wigglers, the red worms. Now, some people, like Zachary here, think that night crawlers are better, and that's okay. It's an opinion. In a lot of ways, they are. We're going to use red worms for several reasons, though, and we just want to tell you why we're using red worms instead of night crawlers for this particular worm farm.
Because these red worms breed faster, and they do stuff faster than night crawlers. And night crawlers are better at getting the big fish to bite. Because yesterday I caught a huge bass, but it little was that the hook. That's how big it was.
It's true, folks. He had a big fish on the line, but it snapped the line. That's how big it was, and it went for a red wiggler. But he's right. If you want to get a bass, night crawlers are probably better. Besides, you have to cut up the night crawlers if you're going for panfish. With these little guys, they go right on there, and they go right on the hook a lot easier. Here's a little guy. This is about the size of them, if you can see.
Yeah.
They're not huge. They're not huge worms, but they're great for pan fishing because I find they go on the hook much better, much easier, and they also, and this may sound cruel, but when you put them on the hook, they move around and squirm and dance
like this.
Much more, and I think that attracts fish. I've always believed that movement is more helpful.
See, they're moving kind of.
They are. They'll move around, and these guys have been cold because they've been in the fridge. You don't want to put your worm farm in the fridge though. You want to keep it somewhere slightly warm, and that's the other difference between night crawlers, is that they can stand the warm a little bit more. Night crawlers, especially Canadian night crawlers, they love the cold. They love the chilly temperatures. So it's very hard to keep them warm. And as Zach mentioned, these guys breed faster. It's true. These guys, in about 40 to 60 days, you'll have worms that you can use for fishing. Night crawlers is about 3 months before you're going to be able to use them for fishing. So you're gaining some time if you use these guys. And in about 90 days, they'll double their population. So if I'm not sure how many are in here. It usually says, I think around 50. Oh, it says approximately 30 worms are in here. So we're going to put 2 of these in here, which is
60 worms.
Which is 60 worms total, give or take, probably a few. But in time, in time they're gonna double their population, and you'll be able to go fishing right away. And you know, if you're gonna take worms out of here as you're growing them, that's fine. We'll probably do that. But if you don't want to touch them, you'll have double the worms in about 60 days. So that's up to you. And then you just take the big ones out, you use them for fishing, and you keep coming back, and you'll see the little worm egg sacs. Each sac contains about 1 to 5 worms in it, baby worms. So once you start seeing those, you'll know everything is going great. So go ahead, Zach, we can just dump them in here.
Or we can just put them in.
You can just put them in one by one, or you can just dump them in. And you can dump this dirt right in there too. It's just dirt. So we got about 60 worms total.
No.
We're starting with, and here's the worm ball here. They're all clumped together.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Yeah, I'd say that's about 60. Oh, that guy's flipping out. Look at that.
Where?
Is he
Oh my
He's
goodness me.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, we'll put these guys in here, and then go ahead and start putting them in.
I don't know. I can't find them.
We'll just dunk the whole thing in.
Wait.
They all got to go in.
Alright.
Yeah. And it's kind of a messy project.
Oh my goodness, there's like thousands.
You may not want to do this on your kitchen table, but we're not going to tell
Mom.
Yeah, we're not going to tell Mom about this. She doesn't watch your videos anyway, so she'll never know. All right. There they go. They're flipping out, as you can see. Can I show you
Yeah.
one of these guys flipping out
Yeah,
here?
this guy too.
No, I say that, then he stops when I pick them up.
Yeah.
But
But
they're in their new home now, their worm farm. And this container is definitely big enough for 60 worms. Probably could put even more in there. And they're crawling around, and they'll start to go down. You'll notice.
I see one going down.
Yeah,
Already.
they'll start to dig their way down. Now we're going to go in the fridge, and we're going to try to find some stuff that's for these guys. And we'll show you what it'll look like when we dump the food on top for them.
Yeah. So we got our food. We have cherries, spinach, and oatmeal.
Yeah, so you can just sprinkle this oatmeal on top. And we actually use this for our mealworms. We actually grow mealworms.
Yeah. To feed the lizards.
Yeah, we have leopard geckos, and I actually don't think I've bought. I don't think I bought mealworms to feed our gecko. I don't think in 6 months, because I've been raising our own.
Yeah.
Next, we're gonna put some baby spinach down there, and this stuff goes old pretty fast. Now we eat this. We also feed our rabbits this.
I'll make you one.
Yeah, you can eat one, and they'll eat it too. They don't. This doesn't last long, so in the fridge, anyways. So when it starts going bad, you can put it in.
Yeah.
What else we got? We got some carrots in here.
Yeah.
We're gonna sprinkle some of those in there too.
Yep. They are already.
Yeah, they're feeling kind of old. They're kind of slimy. So you know what? When that happens with your vegetables and things, just throw them into your worm farm here. No, we got this.
Oh.
And then our cherries are going bad too, so we're gonna throw some of those in there. You could cut up an apple. Like I said, bananas. That I've seen them eat bananas on different YouTube videos, and they'll come to the surface here, and they'll feed on this stuff, and they'll get rid of it. And you'll come in here, and it'll just be gone. So they're probably hungry. I don't know when the last time they ate. You know, coming from the other worm farms and getting placed in there. All right, so there you go. We put on our lid now with the holes in it. And there, our worm farm is complete. We're gonna go put this in our garage and just let them do what they do, grow new baby worms, and now we'll have an endless supply of worms for future fishing, which we do a lot. We go through worms a lot, so this is gonna be real helpful and real nice. And you can do it too in your own home. It was just that simple. It really is. Yes, okay. And that was the season finale of the Nature Zachary Show. You can say something. Yes, the next season is coming up very soon. We've got a lot of cool stuff we're going to be doing this next season.
Yeah.
So please stick with us. Come back and check out those videos. Before we go, Zachary has something he wants to say to you guys.
like a few days ago, or like no, a month ago, I was digging in the soil, and I found a worm, and I was like, how in the world is a worm surviving in Texas on the ground? And I'm like, my head is exploded.
It's true. You know, where I'm from in Pennsylvania, when we wanted to go fishing and use worms, we just went outside and we just dug in the ground and we collected a bunch of worms and we went fishing. But here in Texas, it's far more difficult to find worms in the ground. The soil is different, it's harder, it's hotter. They probably go deeper if they're even out there. I've rarely seen a worm. One time Zachary, when he was a little kid, he picked up a worm and he said, "Daddy, look, I found a worm." And it turned out it wasn't a worm, it was a snake. It was a baby snake about that big. And that was as close as I ever saw a worm crawling around. So, you know, some places there's more than others, but it's harder just to find them here. So this is a good way for if you're living in an area like this, like in Texas, or a hot, dry area where they may not have as many worms. Instead of buying them all the time, you can just grow your own. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. And like I said, there will be more Nature for Zachary videos coming very soon. So please stay tuned. And again, just thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.
Subscribe, like, and comment below if you want to make your own worm farm video if you want to.
Yeah. And also, we're going to probably do an update months from now. We'll keep that in mind. We'll do an update on these guys, and we'll see. We'll show you the babies. We'll show you the egg sacs, and we'll show you some little baby worms, and we'll see if this worked out for us. I think it's going to. It's really just that simple. What's nice about the clear tubs is you'll be able to see them digging around. Do you see them on there in the sun?
Yeah.
You can already see them digging around in the sides here, so that's kind of neat with the clear tub. But I would use one that has color if you can. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.